Hello, Inspire at Random. If you go on my TikTok channel, buried way beneath, I actually do have some videos of 3D printing. And what's really fascinating about 3D printing is that you begin with a concept in mind, and then after an estimated time, you come back and check it. It goes from 99% to 100%, and then done. You have a 3D printed object in your hand. So I have with me a middle finger. It's a 3D printed middle finger. As you can see, there's still like some dangling plastic around it. And I also have a much bigger 3D finger, middle finger as well. This is really solid. When I press it, it's really solid. And that's because of the way it's done on the inside. The plastic fibers are interwoven on the inside that give it strength and rigidity. I'm conscious of the outer appearance. I'm also conscious of the weaving pattern. I printed both with the gyroid pattern. In order to print a 3D object, first I need a plan. So I went to a website called thingiverse.com. I downloaded a plan for a middle finger. I then went to a software called Ultimate Cura. I selected the kind of printer that I use, and I selected the density and also the weaving pattern that I will use to make this print, and I click render. After it was rendered, there was a file that I could put into a micro SD card, which I inserted into my 3D printer, and the 3D printer began to print. I consciously picked the design. I consciously loaded into the software. I consciously rendered the software. But beyond that, after I put the SD card into the 3D printer, the 3D printer interfaced with the instructions in the SD card in ways I do not know and produced the finished objects in a period of time. So starting out only as material and a 3D printer, after a period of time, these products were manifested. During the time that these items were being printed, I knew it was being printed. But did I know how every single movement of the printer and the injection and the cooling worked? I was subconscious to that. Was it fascinating to watch the print taking place? Certainly it was. But was it necessary? I left it for the software and the 3D printer to manage that interfacing. Because even had I put more of my consciousness to it, it would not have made a difference. Surrender manifestation. What I'm trying to tell you here is that manifestation, before it is made, before it objectifies and is given a form, that first was a thought or a concept. Even in making this video, how could I possibly make this video without having an idea first? And how would I know what to speak on this video before first having these impressions in my mind? When I've spoken and when I've taken this recording, I have given these thoughts form, and basically I have actually manifested these ideas into this video that you see now. The same happens to the construction down the road from your house within the 1 or 2 kilometers that you live. Surely there has been a building that was not previously there. And how was that built? First came an idea. The idea was turned into a design. After the design was made, they hired building construction and contractors to build up this place. Were they aware of every nitty-gritty detail of how it was being made? How the piling was done? How the cement was mixed? How the materials were chosen, selected and procured from? No, they were not. All these are in the subconscious. The finished product you see is a manifestation. Were there problems along the way? Perhaps. Those were the duty of the building constructors and the contractors to deal with and solve. It is very common for any manifestation to meet with some issues. Even a 3D print does not look complete when it's completely printed, because there would be these things around it called supports. Supports are there to ensure a stable print. And once a print is completed, I would have to manually break off these supports, and then with a lighter I would actually melt off the extra edges that could be dangling around. Then only do I have a finished product. And in the case of a construction site, before the dust and sound insulation screens are removed, do you know that the product is complete? You probably don't know. But believe in the entire plan. and so it shall be. When I wanted to make this video, did I know every single word that I was going to speak? I only had a rough framework. But during the process of making this video, my subconscious was able to fill in the blanks and complete the sentences and structures. In the very beginning, I thought I wanted to make a manifestation video today, and I thought perhaps construction could be a good illustration, 3D printing could be a good illustration. And with that intention in mind, my subconscious began to gather all the supporting examples, words, concepts, and even the videos that I watched before this on YouTube. During all my daily breakfasts, I devote time to watching content that will help me set the tone for the day right, and some of those concepts help me add to the idea behind this video as well. So what I wish to tell you today is that as you go out there with anything that you wish to manifest, especially for those of you who have not begun, or perhaps you're trying to manifest something bigger than what you might have done before. Maybe you only manifested something small and then you want to manifest something big. The problem with manifesting something big is that it's going to take considerably more time to see the result. And along the way, that's when other people's view can impress upon us and make us lose that focus to getting it done, or distract us from our reality, or the reality that is needed to complete this manifestation. It always starts with a concept and a feeling of how great it would be if this thing was complete. Go forth and manifest a great day and a great week ahead. Like and subscribe. I thank you for watching my videos.